2 pounds, 16 ounces, the size of a quart of milk, a liter of soda, a bag of sugar, maybe. But the doctor drew near saying, this is the size of your baby. Put me on magnesium, else I wouldn't make it. I had to be quiet to make sure he wasn't taken. The doctor said something must have shaken his peaceful stay, since his due date was still 2.5 months away. My mother, in the corner, stressing on repeats, cry, wail, pray. See, my mother only had 2 kids, scared to have more because after her mother had her brother, she couldn't live. My grandma had to choose between herself and her kids, so she chose my uncle, which is the greatest blessing. Now my mama wondering when hers is coming in. She says she barely remembers the funeral or the coffin. I often wonder how my grandma died during childbirth. This idea swirls through my mind as I sit front row as a white woman converse about trauma being passed down through mothers. She said a woman is born with all her eggs intact, which means that my grandma went through, my mama went through, so you know where that leaves me at. She said, is there anything in your life that resembles that? I raised my hand and say, abuse. Because as I wrote down my family tree, it was in every generation, just reproduce. I left and called my mama and said, was yours abused? She said, baby, my mother died when I was 6, and some memories can't be reintroduced. But said I heard some stories about my daddy, and off that liquor he'll get reactive, which made sense because that liquor kept him captive until a fight broke out, and at my mother's 11-year-old feet he laid inactive. My grandfather was abusive. Interesting enough, my son and my mother share the same birth weight, strangely. My trauma is passed through your body. Because in my mother's home was hell, and in mine's concubine. Dishes thrown, cuts deep, ropes hung, blood spread. I look back on my childhood blessed that neither of my parents are dead. Cause if they're arguing in the car, just know I dread going into that house knowing they both about to see red. My dad was from an abusive household too. More emotionally, but the way words and jabs was thrown was nothing short of WWE, and I used to be ashamed of it until it was me laid out on my back, looking into the eyes of my lover with my son in my tummy. The doctor said it's a blessing that he's here, and we're so lucky. I guess I'm just happy that we're both alive to be able to share the story.